Hey y'all, it's Elizabeth Weimiller, and I've got a couple, not a couple, but I'm going to do a Who's in the News for you. So I'm going to look at the one and only Nancy Pelosi. She, if you don't know her, she is the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, again, here in the United States. Her name has been in the news. She's been to Taiwan. She's been all over. I did do her a few years ago. At the time, I did not have a time of birth for her. So I did it off of the moon, which I will link below this video to the original article. I've posted a new article with a time of birth that I did find. So I did find a new time of birth. It is, from what I can tell, it describes her really well. Her moon did describe her really well as well. I know that was a lot of wells. There you go. So you may want to check both out, kind of see. I'd love feedback. Post your comments below this video as well. Let me know what you think. If you go and read the moon one, because I'm not going to do a video off the moon at this point, but I am going to do it off of the time of birth that I found with research, which is 3:10 p.m. on March 26th, 1940 in Baltimore, Maryland. And it was given a B Rodham rating, which means it's not confirmed, but it is based off of a biography or an autobiography. So it would be considered kind of accurate. I think it's accurate. With this time of birth, it does make her a Leo ascendant. Many politicians are Leo ascendants. And this does make the ruler of her chart the sun. Her lunar mansion that her ascendant is, wow. Her lunar mansion that her ascendant is MAGA. Tongue twister for you. There you go. And really, this can indicate someone who likes to be in leadership roles. She can really enjoy having a prestigious title, kind of that, especially attached to her name. She likes having that, being well known. She does need to kind of really watch out not to become too based in her ego or her arrogance, but she can really hold traditional values, and she can have a strong, ambitious drive for power and wealth. Her sun does go to her eighth house over here. And this really can indicate that life could have been a struggle early on. She may, can also indicate she may be curious about things that are hidden or secret. In her second house, her second house is Virgo, and she has the node of the moon Rahu. So this could indicate that in her early childhood, there was really chaos. There could have been, this chaos in her early childhood could have created some emotional problems throughout her life. Although, we as the public likely are not to see this or have not seen this. But it is that possibility when we're looking at her chart. She can be someone that can earn large amounts of money with Rahu in the second house, but it can also be lost through extreme spending. Using her voice, speech is a big part of her life, but she'll have to be cautious with her words, as foul language and yelling could really get her in trouble. So she does need to watch it. She does need to kind of censor herself as she's talking. She can really project an air of disrespect, which others do not appreciate. And she does need to be cautious, as she could speak poorly of others, which will reflect on her character. So she really needs to make sure that, she censors her thoughts and she watches what she says, because it can come back to kind of bite her in the behind. Mercury rules her second house of Virgo, and it's in the seventh house. So this really can indicate an accumulation of money through business transactions. For her, Rahu is in the lunar mansion of Chitra, which can indicate she's someone who's well dressed and groomed. She can be drawn to more serious subjects of philosophy and social thought. Interesting, she's in the government. And she can have a personal charm and charisma with the ability to say the right thing at the right time. So the one thing she needs to watch out with for this is she does need to be cautious, as she can be quick to challenge someone's point of view without any real reason for it. So it's really more of that. She just chooses to challenge it because she can. So she may need to work on that. And she may have worked on this, because this, we do grow as we get older through our charts, through life lessons, through experiences. We're growing. Our natal chart stays, but we are growing into who we're supposed to be, who we, the experiences we've come from, they all make us who we are. In her third house of Libra, she does have the moon. The moon can really make her smooth and persuasive. The moon, she can have good wealth and comforts. The moon is weaker in Libra. But, traveling she's someone that enjoys like pleasant and comfortable surroundings. Traveling is going to be a major part of her life. She's someone that needs to use her writing and communication skills. She's not somebody that's going to think about defeat. The word no is not her friend, and she's not going to think about how things could go wrong. She can have the ability to be a good listener. So she may have times when she needs to talk less and listen more because she does have that capacity. She just has to activate it and use it. The moon in this placement could give her potential hearing issues, ear problems in this spot. The ruler of her third house is Venus, and Venus does go up to her ninth house. And this really indicates that her life can include traveling and teaching. She can go on both short and long distance trips. Third house is short distance, ninth house is longer distance. So the fact that those two are connected, it can give the variation of trip lengths. She does need to be cautious, more so while traveling overseas, as she could kind of encounter some contention at times. The moon is in the lunar mansion of Vishaka, which really indicates she can be clever and determined. She can benefit through marriage and traveling and change. She's someone that's really able to concentrate on her goals and overcome any obstacles that get in her way. She can be extremely competitive, and she's not going to give up until she achieves the goals she has set her sights on. She does need to be cautious, as she may want to kind of force her will and ideas on others. So she needs to watch that and make sure she's listening to all sides, taking in an objective perspective, and not just trying to get her point across. The big thing is she can be extremely nice until she gets what she wants, and then she won't hesitate to step on others to get her way. Moving on to the seventh house of Aquarius, she has Mercury in Aquarius. And this can indicate that her partner is in the seventh house, can indicate that her partner is fun and easy to be with because of his communication skills, because of his intelligence, and because of his sense of humor. It can really indicate her being attracted to someone younger. And her husband is, in fact, younger, technically only a few days, but he is younger than her. And she has kind of this natural communication skills that could really indicate her as the spokesperson for business or the government. She can be very clever at getting what she wants out of business and out of relationships. She does need to be cautious, as she could have kind of trouble through written documents and contracts as a result of lack of fully thinking through her actions. So she kind of needs to take that time to plan one step ahead. She may have trouble dealing with uncertainty and not knowing where things are going to go. So that's going to be uncomfortable for her. But if she can learn to embrace that and kind of be okay with it, it's going to be better for her. Saturn rules her seventh house, and it does go to her ninth house. Saturn is at its weakest in Aries, where it goes. But Saturn, as ruler of the seventh and the ninth house, can indicate that she met her husband through college, which, when I did the research after the fact, she did in fact meet her husband that way. So Mercury rules her 11th house, and being in her 7th house really can indicate that, her relationships could be complicated, with many people trying to like meddle, kind of get in the middle of it. And she's not someone who's going to believe in the word can't, and, she's just not going to believe it. She's just going to figure out how to do it. She also has this real ability to be a sweet talker. Mercury is in the lunar mansion of Purva Bhadrapada, which can indicate she can really gain prosperity through cleverness. She can gain money from the government or wealthy individuals, and she could marry into a wealthy family or be born into one. Her 8th house, she has 3 planets in her 8th house up here, Pisces. She's got the sun, Jupiter, and the node of the moon, K2. Sun in the 8th house can indicate that she can be a dreamer and very idealistic. She can be a popular leader and well-liked. She may be unreliable in her word at times, so kind of that she promises something and then doesn't follow up on it. But Sun in the 8th can really bring a test of humility that could come through some disgrace at some point. She is someone that really may seek power and self-confidence through unethical means, and she can really gain money and support from others. 8th house is other people's money. The other key with the sun in the 8th is she can have problems with authority figures or her father. She's not someone that likes to be told what to do. Jupiter in the 8th house. Jupiter is in its own sign of Pisces. It's in the 8th house. It really can indicate she can have a good family life with prosperous children. She can be very good at handling people. She does need to be cautious as she can be overly idealistic at times. And this can be a side of her that really, there can be a side of her that really seeks to understand the meaning of this life. We may not see it, but she may kind of ask some of those tougher questions. This placement also can really, she can gain money through her marriage partner, but she may at times feel like she isn't getting the recognition she deserves for what she's doing. K2 in the 8th house can indicate that she could be a source of inspiration to others. There could be a lot of surprises and upheavals in her life. She can have a desire to kind of uncover things that have been hidden, so bring them out into the forefront. And she may get money suddenly through unforeseen circumstances. Easy for me to say. She can be really adept at getting money or support from other people. She knows how to gain it. She knows how to talk to them about it. She knows just how to persuade them into it. She does have to be cautious because she could at times get easily agitated, but this does have the offset in another part of her chart that she can control this. So I think it's going to be, a mixed bag on that one. Jupiter rules her 5th house, and in her 8th house, she may, enjoy in her free time reading or watching fantasy or science fiction. She may at times feel like her mind is kind of all in a jumble and it can't quite think clearly. As I mentioned, Jupiter is in its own sign of Pisces, which means it is ruler of the 8th house, and it is in the 8th house, which indicates that she may constantly analyze herself. So she can be her own worst critic at times, probably overly hard on herself. However, she can gain support from many different places. Sun is in the lunar mansion of Uttara Bhadrapada, which indicates that she can be very disciplined in her speaking abilities, and she has that ability to control her anger. So I talked about that offset. There's the offset. She's somebody that's very protective of her family and those she loves, and she may kind of have this love of solitude, indicating that she needs that alone time to recoup and reset. There is the potential for her to gain wealth through inheritance. And again, she can be a very impressive speaker and she can have very good problem-solving abilities. Jupiter and K2 are in the same lunar mansion of Revati, and this can indicate that she may have a desire to connect with society. She is someone that can benefit from living by the water, and she's someone that can be very spiteful when she's hurt or jealous. So it's something she needs to be aware of and something she needs to watch out for and work on. 9th house, she has 2 planets. Technically 3, but she has Saturn and Venus, which are the 2 we're going to the 2 planets we're going to focus on are those. And then she's got Uranus here as well. So Saturn is at its weakest state in Aries, kind of meaning that she will have to work harder to achieve the energy that Saturn brings to her life. Saturn in the 9th can indicate that her father could be stern and controlling with many rules for her growing up. She can be an organized planner. She's someone who's going to work long and hard to accomplish her goals. She really has this ability to stay focused on, the task at hand. And she's someone that can push her objectives through opposition. She knows how to get what she wants. Let's just sum it up like that. She can be critical and may at times appear more cruel to others the way she appears. Venus in the 9th house can indicate, that blessings and money can come from her father. So she's got this duality with her father. She personally can use compassion and understandings as a means of communication, which can indicate great social skills for her. She really has this ability to relate well to others, key with her job. And she can get help from her father or people in authority positions. This can also indicate her getting published at some point in her life. And she can be very charming and good at the art of persuasion. She does need to watch out because she can at times ignore common sense, kind of in the name of passion. So she just goes off without thinking things through. Saturn rules her 6th house, and in the 9th house indicates that she can earn through providing service. She can have a lot of tiring long distance travel throughout her life. So she needs that time to recoup and regain her strength. Saturn is in the lunar mansion of Ashwini, indicating she can be a pioneer. She can have a real zeal and zest for life. She can kind of have this very restless and impatient nature and rush off without planning ahead. So again, mixed bag on planning. She can be very organized in planning, but she can also not plan. She can have a very stubborn side to her, but she is someone that enjoys dressing well, and she's someone who wants to do things her own way. I'm going to talk a little bit about Venus and Mars because they are in what's called a Parivartana Yoga, and they're in the same lunar mansion of Kritika as well. But when they're in a Parivartana Yoga, which this means is they're in each other's signs of rulership, and this can make them more powerful. So anytime Venus is activated or Mars is activated with transits, they're going to activate each other. Mars rules her 9th house, and being in the 10th house, it can indicate that her father really could inspire or initiate her career. She can be very fortunate in terms of the circumstances and opportunities involved around her career and reputation. This position really does give a great career, and it's made even stronger by the yoga, the Parivartana Yoga that I mentioned. This position can also indicate her being a political head, a leader, or a business person. Venus rules her 9th house, and Venus rules her 10th house. And in the 9th house, it really can indicate that her father or a teacher can really have a positive influence on her life and her career direction. She can have really a high-level career with abundant favor and blessings. I mentioned Venus and Mars being in the same lunar mansion of Kritika. This really indicates she has this very determined and tenacious will to achieve. She can be ambitious, passionate, and proud. She does take pride in her work and what she does, but she may not be always open to advice from others, and she's going to respond strongly to a challenge. So anybody that challenges her, be prepared. She will take it seriously and go forward full steam ahead. Kritika can indicate really rising to a place of fame and prominence, even more so since Venus rules her 10th house and Mars is in her 10th house. And remember, those that are connected because of the Parivartana Yoga. With Mars in her 10th house in Taurus, it can indicate success that comes from a strong ambition and drive. She can find career success early since Mars is in Parivartana with Venus. She can be a leader who really knows how to give direction. She's not afraid to innovate, and she's going to pursue her goals until she's accomplished them. So she is a very motivated, goal-driven individual. She can take quick action to get results. And this placement can also, Mars in the 10th can make her very charming and persuasive. She can be a sweet talker. She can be a good salesperson. She, however, may be viewed by others as being very self-serving. So she does need to be aware of that. And Mars rules her 4th house, and being in the 10th house can indicate that, her mother may have worked hard to provide a good family life. And it can also indicate that her parents could be very successful and have a powerful presence in the community when she was growing up. I do know that is a thing that is true. Her mother also could have played a role in her career, and it can indicate her being a leader and having skills in politics. That's kind of the broad high level for Mrs. Pelosi. Again, I did do one off of her moon, which would make Libra her 1st house. I linked it below to the blog post so you can read it. It's a quick read. But I did, once I found a time for her, because again, I wrote the moon one a few years ago. Once I found the time, I really wanted to update it and see what it said and see how similar they are. So go check out the moon article, like and follow this video, whether you're on Vimeo or YouTube, because I'm posting it to both. Like and follow so you get new content when I post it. I'm trying to get better at posting stuff. So share with your friends, leave comments on what you think if you read her moon article and compared to the time of birth. I think there's similarities, but I don't want to be biased, and I don't want you guys to just take my word for it. So check it out. It's interesting to see, since we've all got the ability to read from our ascendant or our moon. So again, like and follow. If you're on TikTok, follow me on TikTok. If you're on Instagram, follow me at MindSoulJourney. I've linked below. If you want to join my newsletter, it is free. Also linked below. Anything you want is linked below pretty much. So go check it out and stay tuned because the next video I'm doing is going to be on Anne Heche, who was just in that horrific car accident and sadly passed away. So stay tuned. If you watched Anne Heche first, go check out the other videos on my channel that you've missed. But until then, I will see you all in the next video. And again, like and follow means the world to me. And until then, I will see you guys later.